Yeah, right. 3, 2, 1. What up, y'all? CG here with my boy Justin. You know what I'm saying? We here to talk some investing today, talk some money, because y'all already know what the deal is. Scare money, don't make money. So before I get started, bro, be sure to like get these likes up, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all active. I want y'all in this chat because we're gonna be dropping a lot of gems regarding money and stuff like that too, invest in all that. And subscribe to my boy's Patreon. You feel me? Justin, introduce yourself, bro.
What's going on? My name is Justin Martin. Right now I'm a college kid. Pretty big into finance. I watch the news a lot. I have a couple people I listen to. And, I've been helping Carl with it for a while now, just letting him in on the industry, teaching him the basic, just so he has a good understanding of everything that goes on and like pretty much how to make money with your money. And I started a Patreon just recently. It's patreon.com/Justin Martin, my name. So right on that, I pretty much give stock breakdowns. Those are a pretty big aspect of it. I have my group chat with all the guys, all the investment guys, and we just talk strategy, talk picks, and it's a fun time. It's a good time. We've made a lot of money.
Exactly. Now that's the thing too, is like he really put me on to this investing shit. Now I got to put y'all on. You feel what I'm saying? But one thing I wanted to talk to y'all about today was just the fact that the market's been up and down. The market's been going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm down around $7,000. I put 10,000 because when the GameStop fiasco happened, I lost about 4,000, but I got 3 of it back. You know what I'm saying, through the class action, so which was good. You know what I'm saying? I got 75% of the money back that I lost. I can't really complain about that because some people ain't get nothing back. But
yeah, some money better than no money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I wanted to bring you on today just because, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of craze what's been going on in the market, you know what I'm saying? So we you know what I'm saying, we got to relay out the message, you feel me? And another thing too, like before we dive into this shit and we start really flowing and stuff, Justin's like one of my lifelong friends, you feel what I'm saying? So let's keep it clean, keep it cordial, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to it, you feel me? Hold on, I want to bring up my portfolio real quick before I started. I can't bring it on the computer, but I can share screens and do all that. So right now, right, in January 1st, I was up $15,322.86. That's how much I was up. I had a 71.35 return percent on my portfolio. And now today, up to 7,641 profits. So I'm in the hole. Around 6,000-7,000. You might as well round it off and say 7,000.
Well, yeah, you say in the hole, but realistically, you're still up.
Yeah. I'm still up. Yeah, all time I'm still up. But the way I think about it is anything that I'm losing money, I'm in the hole. You feel what I'm saying? So what would you say, Justin, that the direction of investing needs to start going in? You know what I'm saying? Because I know you were advising me to take out some of my profits and then reinvest them in other assets. So what do you think? We should start going to as a retail investor.
It's definitely never a bad idea to take your profits where you can, because we've been a part of you guys got in at probably like the highest points of the market where we've been in this is like the biggest historic bull market in like the history of the stock market. You know, one of the biggest, if not the biggest. So, you know, this has been like a slow and steady increase to the very top, and like a couple I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, I kind of saw like a topping point when I think you guys might know the day. It was that very volatile day where I'm sure, Carl, you remember when your portfolio was up so much and then it took a huge dip and then it was back up and it was just volatile. That was like, I was talking to one of my guys and I was looking at my own technical analysis and the short-term indicators were just going crazy. So like that's a good telling sign to say, you know what? Maybe the market's a little too frothy and it's time to take some profits and, you know, take some money off the table, because it's never a bad thing, you know. So this, if you prepared correctly, like this was a long time coming, this moment where the market's starting to dip off. A lot of with today too is treasury yields. You guys might not know what those means, but they're a telling indicator of where inflation, like interest rates are going to be for the future. So people thought interest rates were going back up, but then Powell, the head of the Fed and all that, he kind of stepped in and said, "Oh, you know, we're keeping interest rates low. Everything should be good. More stimulus." But now you're getting into like a big issue of inflation, because if the Fed keeps printing money, the money we have in our bank accounts, the money that we own, becomes worth less and less.
Yeah.
And as there's more money into the economy, all it means for us is the prices of goods are going to go up, and everything's going to go up. So that's kind of why I've taken my profits a couple weeks ago, knowing that, you know, the market was getting a little too frothy for my taste. Like, it was getting a little too overvalued. So I decided, you know, now's a good time to take my profits, which is always a good thing. Just having a minor correction. Exactly. I'll get into crypto in a second, but so I liquidated a lot of it. So most of my portfolio was cash, and I recently made two big investments, one of which being the crypto market, which I can see really taking off. You know, I was talking to my uncle about this the other day, and he's been into crypto and this other asset for a while now, and since like 2017. So he's been ahead of the curve. He's pretty much predicted all this stuff to happen. So it's like I've kind of been following him because he seems to know what he's talking about, and I believe him the way you see things going, because as the US dollar decreases in value, people are going to be looking for a new way to store their money, a new way to store value for them in, you know, the current economy where it won't lose value. Therefore, like, a lot of people are turning to things like crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these altcoins, Cardano being a big one. You know, everyone's looking at those things for like a big out.
Yeah, because I was going to say, hold up. I was going to say that too. The value of the dollar is decreasing every day. It's decreasing every second, especially if they print out this, $2,000 stimulus. The value of the dollar is going straight down. I was looking at a chart earlier. In the beginning of 2020, it was like up here, and now it's like down there. I believe the value of the dollar is like around 33 cents or something like that. So we need to find a way, like you just said, to store our money somewhere where it's going to keep gaining value rather than losing value. You feel me? That was a really good point you brought up. So regarding the crypto market, I know the crypto market's in a slight correction. I'm not really worried about that. Like we was talking about silver.
No.
I heard RiiGHT is another good one for with Bitcoin,
that's the blockchain
and stuff like
that.
that.
Those are one of the stock market companies where they buy up a bunch of the Bitcoins and all that. So I mean, yeah, if you have money to, and I'd say it's better to just directly invest in the cryptos rather than going through like a stock market company like that. So, but like with crypto, the correction happening today, like that's normal. Like that's healthy in a crypto bull market. You know, you shouldn't be too concerned unless it falls under the EMA, which is, I think it's around 1,000 for Ethereum and like around 30,000 for Bitcoin. So unless that's another thing with Cardano. Cardano's managed to like keep up, and due to even with all this, you know, correction going on, Cardano's managed to, you know, hold its own. So that's like a telling factor that people really believe in the project, and you know they're running with it. So with Bitcoin, that's what I'm saying. Bitcoin 30. If it drops below 30, then I'll start worrying. And Ethereum, if it drops below 1,000, I'll start worrying. But as of right now, with these corrections, like it's a volatile market as it is. It's just a lot of what's going on is banks, these big banks, these big firms, they're trying to get into these markets, knowing that there's money to be made, and you know it's the future of decentralized finance, because these centralized governments, these centralized banks, you know, they've been screwing people for years, and you know, with the help of the internet, people are just starting to now realize that. So people are saying, you know what, forget these central banks, forget these central governments. They've been screwing us for years. Look what's going on all around the world in like a broad picture. You can see like people in Venezuela, they're getting screwed by the government. The people in Russia, people in North Korea, people in China, the people all over the world are being screwed by these governments and these big central banks. So they say, you know what, it's time for us to fight back and go for like a decentralized finance option where it's like the people control the power. And that's why that's why you see the news, the media, the government saying, oh, I don't know about it. Because they don't want the people to have the power. They want the power. They want the control. If the people have the power, then it's a big problem.
I was gonna say, look at GameStop, for example. That's a perfect example. Like us, the retail investor. You know what I'm saying? We all rebelled together, and we all stuck together, and we say, you know what, F them. We're gonna stick it to them. Look at AMC. Look at Nokia. We sent them prices skyrocketing to the moon. GameStop isn't worth $40 a share. We sent it up to 500. And the thing is, too, is that if that fiasco were to still hold, and we drove that price up to say over $500, they would have had to buy. All the 1% would have lost billions of dollars. Like they lost $3 billion on that single day. I think it was towards the end of January. I believe it was the 28th. They lost like what $33 billion in one day.
I'm not sure the numbers, but I know they lost a lot of money. You see what they
Yeah.
tried to do with Robinhood. They closed out accounts. They, oh, you can't sell anything. You can't do this. You can't do that. So that goes to show how powerful this smart money, these hedge funds, these firms, these brokerage firms, like how powerful they truly are. Like they don't want the little guy to win. You know, the whole GameStop thing, the plan was perfect. It was set. And, you know, outside forces ended up saying, you know what, no, we can't allow this. We can't allow you to take all our money because we're scared now. The people at Melvin Capital are calling phones saying, oh, can I get, I think, 2.5 billion to keep up with this short, because they're getting hammered right now, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't help that the
and you think about it like this too, us, the little guy, like some people were becoming millionaires because of that, and that really pissed them off, you know what I'm saying, because of that GameStop thing. People were becoming millionaires, you know, like that's the thing too, is that it's like gambling at the casino, bro. The house is always against you. You feel what I'm saying? The house is always going to be against you. So as us, the retail investor, we need to almost be one step ahead. Not one step ahead of the firm, but one step ahead of the other dude, one step ahead, try to be one step ahead of the 1%, because we need to know what's going to, have an idea what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, this and the other. So we really need to be on top of it too, because like we talked about earlier, the value of the dollar is depreciating every day, every second, if you want to put it like that. So you need to be like, that's what I try to preach to people too, especially up in New York too. I get made fun of for investing and stuff like that, because a lot of kids are forex traders up in New York, but that's a whole nother topic we got to cover. We'll dive into that next. But bro, I know 3 of my teammates that are forex traders, so they make fun of me. Oh, you're in the stock market, American stocks, this and the other, stock market's going down. I'm like, yo, you are taking your money and flipping it into pesos, thinking you're going to make more money off it. Like, it logically doesn't make sense. I don't even believe in forex. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to learn how to invest your money and stop trying to trade time for money. You feel what I'm saying? Because I did 2 people's papers, and I did two diets today that I gave out. All right. And I made, let's see, I made $160 in a day doing that. And with the stock shit like that. So what I'm trying to say is $160 in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. But you make that a couple times a week, that's passive income. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not working for that. I'm trading out a service instead of sitting there behind a desk at a 9 to 5. You feel me? So really a 9 to 5 is like a dead end. That's a whole nother thing we can get into. But still working, bro, in this day and age where you can sit here and give out services and give out courses and have people sign up for Patreons is almost like a dead end job, because you're working for someone else, slaving away, and trading time for money is never going to get you rich. Like, that's what I was thinking about earlier too. I'm like, yo, I made $160 in about 2 hours just because other people are too lazy to do research for a diet. Not that I have a problem giving out diets, but let's be real here. Like, you shouldn't need someone to tell you don't eat garbage. You feel what I'm saying? You shouldn't need a light bulb to go off in your head. You shouldn't eat chips every day. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to take that initiative. So a lot of people don't want to do their homework. So I'm like, hey, bro, I'll do your homework, $30. I'll do your other homework, $30. You feel what I'm saying? So I can use that money and invest that into something else, because I'm not trading my time for it. Like, I traded an hour out of my day. I'm a professional writing diets. So all I can do is eyeball somebody and tell them how many calories they need. Like, look what I did with you, bro. I said, yo, how much do you weigh? How tall are you? Whatever. I wrote you up a thing and it's working. You feel what I'm saying? That's all it really comes down to. But a lot of people just don't want to take that initiative. So my point in saying that is, yeah, money is depreciating every day, and you need to not trade time for it, because in the end, it's not getting you anywhere. 1, and 2, you need to reinvest that money into something that's actually going to make you something passively. Because if you trade time for money, you're never going to get rich. There's only 24 hours in a day. You spend 8 of them sleeping, 8 of them at school, and 8 of them at work. That's really what you do. You feel what I'm saying? If you want to put it like that, all these people that back home, they go to URI, they work at the corner store up the street from URI. You feel what I'm saying? Not even trying to bag them, because I respect the hustle, but it's like, look for something else, bro, and don't make fun of someone else for trying to invest, and don't call someone else lazy for not wanting to work but still making money on the side. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we know so many kids like that sit there and bag us because we don't work, but our net worth is probably more than theirs is. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I've probably
tripled
it in the past 6 months, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, let them say, you know what, oh, you're in the stock market, you're making money. Fuck, I don't understand that, really. I'm sorry. It's like, and like you were saying with initiative is huge. Initiative is probably the biggest thing that you can have, because with the internet, with things like this, our cell phones with laptops, all this, everything is at the touch of our fingertips. So it's easier than ever to get into anything. All the information's right there. If you want to learn about it, you're just going to take the initiative and take the first step in learning about it. Do the research, make the money. I mean,
That's what
something
I'm
with
saying.
investments. Like, do you really need the $500 Gucci shoes, or can you like hold off? Do you need the new shirt? Do you need the new chain? Do you need the new tinted windows for your car? Do you need the new rims? You're gonna keep pimping out your 2012 Honda Accord, or you're gonna like save the money
Yeah,
and
right.
invest it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
And
what,
I wish, yeah, and I wish I had that knowledge earlier, because you know what I was doing back in my my younger days. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but
So I
then you
was
learned,
doing that.
and you
Yeah,
stepped up to the plate,
yeah.
and
I
you
learned. I took
that's
initiative, stepped up to the plate, and now I would consider myself fairly rich for a college student. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like we live pretty
And
damn good for a college student.
you have more appreciation for the money now, knowing that
Yeah,
you earned it, you did the research, you put in the time, and you made money with your money. Otherwise, what else is the money gonna do? Just sit in your account and wait for it to
exactly,
deplete?
exactly.
You're
Like
not gonna get
that's the
anywhere
thing
with it.
too. That's the thing too, is we just talked about that, is that the value of the dollar is decreasing. I mean, you leave it in the bank, it basically decreases more because they charge
Yeah.
you interest. So in my honest opinion, there is no way in letting your money, there's no point in letting your money sit in a bank account and just rot. You feel what I'm saying? You need to take your money and use it to make more money. Like, you got to think about it like this: every dollar that you have is an employee. You feel me? Every dollar you
Yeah.
have is an employee, and you need to have that work for you to make it more money. Like, you give a smart person $100, they're gonna make that $100, $1,000, $1,500, etc. You give a dumbass $100, they're gonna go buy Gucci shoes with it. They're gonna go buy food with it. They're gonna go drinking with it. You feel what I'm saying? So we're already ahead of the curve of most people that are 20 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Like 19, 20 college students. You feel what I'm saying? Like up here, right? I'll give you all a perfect example. So the ballrooms are up near my school, right? They charge you, I want to say $60 just to walk in. You feel what I'm saying? So once you get there, bro, each drink is $5, and you have to buy food because the governor in New York's a psychopath, right? Radical left, all these crazy policies, right? Basically you can get arrested for not wearing a mask on a college campus. Like, that is a law in New York, bro. It's absolutely insane, bro. But anyway, so one of the policies up here, right? It's $60 walk in a bar, because I was talking to some girl about it today. $60 you walk in a bar. They charge you $50 and you get 5 drinks, and then they charge you $10 for food, and you have to order food because the governor mandated you have to order food and you can't just go drinking. Okay, fair. But you go out, and now some people, they get 2 wristbands. They get 2 wristbands. That's $120 in one night for 2 hours to go sit at the bar. Not in Rhode Island, obviously it's a little cheaper, but up in New York, you think about it like this: all these kids on my campus are going out, most of them, because there's nothing to do and most people are itching. So instead of trying to use this time to learn how to make money, to learn how to invest, to learn how to do this, work on your body.
Just pick up a hobby that makes you money. Now you
Exactly.
got people bored in quarantine, wanting to get out, so they end up going to the bar every day, spending $120 a day. That's your whole paycheck.
Yeah, read a book, like learn something positive. But what I'm trying to say is that's what I mean. You spend $120 on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, that's $240. And you might as well count Thursday too. That's $360 in one weekend, just like that, because you want to go out drinking instead of learning how to use your money for positive things. Yeah. And I have no problem with
no problem going out on the weekends. It's all about balance. Like, you can have your fun on the weekends, spend money here and there, but there's no need to like go all out. Spend your whole paycheck for the week on
and
for the weekend. Like, it doesn't make sense.
If you're gonna go out drinking, like drink smarter, not 160, 200.
Yeah, drink affordable.
$260 to go out drinking. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Are you gonna make stock tutorials, tips and videos? I'm getting there, bro. Eventually, we're gonna get there. We're just talking about general investing right now, and just, by the way, this video is not financial advice. Take everything we say with a grain of salt, because we're 20-year-old college students. So take everything we say with a grain of salt.
Hopefully what we say gives you the initiative to go and do research on your own and help get a better understanding of the market. We just want to like push you into the lifestyle.
Facts. And what were we talking about? Yeah, so basically, bro, is that people, like you said, they don't want to use their money smart, and people think like when they graduate college, they're gonna get this job and they're gonna pay off the debt and they're gonna do this, that, and the other. And that's all well and good, but you're gonna be drowning in debt for years. You feel what I'm saying? So you should like try to earn money passively while you're in school, because I still got 4 years to play football and I'm a sophomore right now. And I'm already ahead of the curve because I've already made back enough money to pay back my whole college tuition regarding all the money that I didn't get from scholarships and shit like that. So I'm already basically at a flat line between not being in debt and like I'm just like, if I were to graduate today, I could pay off my college debts. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to get ahead of the curve now by learning how to invest, by learning how to do options, learning how to do calls, puts, this, that, and the other, and earn money passively. So that, but when I get out of college in 4 years, like if you want to think about it like this, my portfolio was averaging $12,000, a 71% return. We'll just top it off at the max. Hold on, let me do the math real quick. Anywhere from 12 to 14. Wait, now,
for you guys watching, just think about it. Like, how many rich people do you see that don't make income passively, who aren't invested, who aren't like taking control of their money? How many millionaires do you see who just work their job, drink on the weekends, and get it all paid off? Other than maybe like Dan Bilzerian, who's a trust fund baby and gets paid off all the money his father scams from people. You know, it's like, if you want to be rich, this is the way to go about it.
That's what I mean. So you think about it like this: $14,000, basically $15,000. We'll top it off. So $15,000, and I started investing in June. So from end of June 25th. So basically July till January is $15,000. That's enough to pay off a whole semester for some people's college. So you multiply that 15,000, June, July, August, September, November, January. Every 8 months, you multiply, say 16,000 every 8 months. That's $2,000 a month. By the time I graduate, I'm going to be in college for another, 12, 24, 48 months. That all that passive income for 48 months, that's a lot of money. So that's what the time I'm trying to be on. So by the time I graduate, I have all of that. Yes, sir, Chris. It's my guy right here. Have all of that money passively earned. So that way, by the time I get out of college, you feel what I'm saying, and I already can get into real estate, can do this, and other can get into the assets.
The
college is already paid
before
off.
you even have it.
That's what I'm saying. So by getting ahead of the curve and learning how to spend your money, because you think about it like this too, as I have this conversation all the time, bro. We have this convo all the time at the gym and shit. Is like, I'm like, damn, bro, when I was back in my bullshit days, when I was doing all that dumb shit, imagine I took all the money, making $600 a day sometimes for like 3 weeks straight, $600 a day. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, you were hustling.
Yeah. Pierre. Wait, is that? No, that's not Pierre. That's not the real Pierre. Yo. We thought these hoes do be draining pockets too. Somebody always gonna find a way to bring girls in it, Justin. Somebody always gonna find a way to bring girls. That's facts, though. They do. You, like I said, we was talking about this too. Going to the bar, you spend $300 a weekend. Multiply that by a chick. Imagine all these.
Think about it. Most guys, they're going to the bar, spending all that money on booze and having fun for what? To get girls. And that's the sad thing.
Oh, and you think about
that's the animal in our head that keeps us going.
Yeah, and you think about all the kids on my college campus too, 60 a night. That some of them are paying for their chicks too. I'd probably say 3 out of 4 of them are paying for their girls. So you know what, bro? That's a good point you brought up. What's good, bro? Much love to you, Pierre.
All the positive vibe. Trying to make people money.
But now, what was I talking about? So $600 a day. When you multiply that by 21, so we'll say 600 times 21, and that was just like not all of it. You know what I'm saying? 600 times 21. That's $12,600, and I probably spent 8 of that on designer, buying Gucci shoes, the Gucci flip flops, the Yeezys, the fur coats, all the shoes, the Jordans. Imagine I took all that money, that $12,000 on top of everything I have now, and put that in the stock market. Learn how to do assets. Learn how to do this stuff a year ago. Imagine how much what.
You've learned something though. You've learned something from that. Now you know what it's like to own all the designer, what the feeling's like, and you understand that it's like, at the end of the day, who cares? I'm paying all this money, buying all this designer for what? To impress, to show off to other people?
Yeah.
What do they care?
And you think about it like this: you're trying to impress people that don't even like you. You're sitting there trying to impress people who will look at you, say, "Oh, that's a nice pair of shoes," and then go back about their day. So then, in reality,
no better than a jester.
Yeah, exactly. No better than these court jesters in some of my other videos. You feel me? But it's, I realized too, it's the man in the clothes. It's not the clothes on the man, if that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? So I can go out and wear a $5 V-neck from Marshalls, the Tommy Hilfiger, with a nice pair of jeans and now my nice shoes, and I can go out and have a fit instead of wearing a $100 Gucci shirt. That V-Lone shirt that homeboy bought on Black Friday. Remember that, Justin? Were you there for that?
Yeah.
When somebody at the
I think you were telling me about it though. You were telling me about it.
$120 on a V-Lone t-shirt. $120. You know what you could do with $120, bro? like I'm not sitting here talking about scraping.
What makes it better than another t-shirt? Other than the logo, what makes it better than another t-shirt?
Exactly. And you look at how some of these shoes are made and stuff like that, and they get, like, when Nike factories in Asia and stuff like that, when they have them little kids making them for this damn near slave labor. But anyway, you
still do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Them shoes, the ones that are labeled fakes and the ones that are labeled what's it called? Retail luxury replicas or something like that, designer replicas. Yeah, so them and the real ones, bro, the only difference is like they didn't patch it up right. They didn't do something like that. So you can go.
How many people are walking up to your shoes with a magnifying glass saying, "Oh, you know, that stitching's not right. I bet those are fake." You know, like, as long as someone walks up to you and go, "Oh, those are fake," you go, "Oh yeah, probably, kid," and then keep walking.
Yeah,
that's all you have to say. There's nothing more to it, unless he's personally expecting your shoes.
That's what I mean. Yo, remember when Hollywood had the fake Yeezys and he tried to pass them off as real?
Yeah.
but
I mean, I can't even fault him though. He saved about $180, like probably saved $300 buying the real ones.
Yeah,
using them as fakes. How many people are gonna know they're fakes other than you? They're not fakes unless you tell anyone.
That's true. Remember, I was getting him around the girls, bro. He would get heated.
Fuck, taking advantage.
Yeah, busting his balls so bad, bro. But anyway, let's kind of get back on topic here too. Is that, hold on, I want to look at my portfolio again too, because Tesla. I want to talk about Tesla too. Is Tesla? Do you think it's a correction, or do you think that the value is going down?
Well, like most corrections, I think Tesla, the EV market in general, the electric vehicle market, currently it's overvalued. The estimates people are putting on it, I think that's a result of a lot of retail investors getting into the investment scene. And they're like, "Oh, Tesla, I know Tesla, and electric vehicles, that's the future." So a lot of people are throwing their money into things like Tesla or like Churchill, like that just dropped 40% today. The other electric car company, Neo, another one. You know, these electric Nikola, all these electric car companies, you know, they're preying on the hopes and the potential that people see in them. You know, saying because they know people think, you know, electric cars, these are the future. So we're gonna release a stock. We're gonna show people all these plans. You know, it's not hard to come up with a plan for a new electric car and then convince people to invest in it. You know, people see that and they go, you know what, that's the future. A lot of people, you'd be surprised, they don't do most of their own research. They say, you know what, yeah, like, I believe in the project. That's going to be the future, so I'm going to throw my money into it. And things like Tesla, that's why Tesla's, you know, had some crazy returns, and that's why they've done so well over the past, you know, like months. But, you know, as Tesla, I think Tesla in its current state, you know, definitely more before than now. It's overvalued, but, you know, it would be a stretch to say that I could see it bouncing back to what it was, because those numbers were overvalued. So I don't think it would go from a correction it wouldn't correct itself and then go back to being overvalued. That doesn't make more sense to me. Maybe that does happen, but I highly doubt that. The best advice I can give you guys, if you guys were looking to invest in Tesla, you know, ride this wave down and, you know, try to get in for cheap. Because now is the best time to get into investments, because, you know, people are scared, people are selling. This is when you buy companies that you believe in. And, you know, I have a bunch on my Patreon of companies like I firmly believe in, and that even they took a big drop off today, but are still highly undervalued based on estimates they're going to be seeing. Whereas like the estimates Tesla is seeing, you know, it would take them until 2024 to go to the current numbers they were at for the stock price. So, which is like absurd. So it's so overvalued. And electric cars in general, you know, if you want to get into electric cars, I think there's definitely some value in there, but wait for this drop off, because this could continue. Get in for cheap, and
Because
everything's on sale.
What happened with me too is that I have 21 shares of Tesla. I had 25 and I sold 4 of them. So you look at Tesla, it's down $140, well, $138. I like to round up because I like to think of my money as more valuable than it is. So basically 138 times 21. So that's, if I do the math right, hold on, 138 times 21. That's $3,000 that I'm down on Tesla. You feel what I'm saying? So that accounts for, when I put that 10,000, that's another $3,000 of it that I'm down with. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place because Tesla made me a lot of money. Tesla made me 10,000 out of my 15 in my whole portfolio. You feel me? So I don't want to bail out like right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I keep hoping it's going to go back up, hoping it's going to go back up. But honestly, I don't know if it is. I know I'm attached to it.
Because make you all that money and it'll lose you all that money the same. Stock price does not care about your feelings or anything. Take your profits when they're due. You don't want to be sitting there holding the bag, watching it go down to nothing.
Yeah, and watching there with my dick in my hand, watching it go down.
And your 15,000 profits turn into like $2,000 negative. That's the last thing you want. Yeah. You know what you made? You gotta realize. You know what? I like this company. That's what I did with a couple of my picks. I had some nice options plays out on them. I made my money on them. I said, you know what? I don't like how the market's turning, so I'm gonna take my profits on these companies and I'll invest back into them when the market's down. And that's what I still plan on doing.
Because I think that's what I might do with Tesla. I might take my profits out now and then reinvest them into somewhere else. Because right now,
tomorrow will definitely be a rebound day, in my opinion. Yeah. But based on the current environment, especially in the market, the economic environment, I don't want to say like I'm a bear. Well, that's what bull. Bear means you think the market's going down. Bull thinks it's going to go up. But we've had such an amazing bull run. I think it's just about time we're due for a bear run based on everything going on in the economy with the inflation, the constant stimulus pressure, like just everything going on. It's like it would only make sense, the weakening U.S. dollar. So that's the way we're headed.
I think you're right because you think about it like this too with the inflation, everything like that. I think that that, like you said, it's got to be on a downtrend for a little while. It has to, because we were at all-time highs in like November to January. We were hitting all-time highs. You know what I'm saying?
So making that money, that's the way things work. The last time the market crashed was back in 2008, and the time before that was 2000 with the dot-com bubble. So history's doomed to repeat itself. I mean, you do the math. 2000 to 2008, that's a give or take 10 or so years. 2008 to 2020, that's give or take how many years? Like about 10. So it's like, you look at the cycles and it's ready to happen again, So just be prepared. And even if the market's down, that doesn't mean that, you can't invest in anything. There's no money to be made. There's still things you can do to make money in like a downtrending market.
Yeah, definitely. And there's still money to be made. Like when you think about it like this, a downtrend is the best time to buy in. You know what I'm saying? Even everything's like, dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap, but you don't know when it's going to keep going down. So the best thing you can do is say there's things like put options. There's things like shorting a stock where you predict it's going to go down, and then if it continues on the downwards trend, it's like think of a bull market where everything's going up, but you just use different ways of making money. I mean, the money's there to be made. All you have to do is follow the trend.
Definitely. Well, you brought up a really good point too. What do you think? Because I already know what you're going to say, but because I'm your boy, but I want to inform the people. What do you think is the best thing to do to be prepared for a downtrend in the market? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they put their life savings in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So what would you?
I would definitely deleverage and sell some positions and some things. I'd say tomorrow would be I think it's going to be a rebound day, and if it is, I'd say that's a good time to sell some positions and things, and just deleverage, because after that that short term topping point where I told you that real volatile day, that's kind of when I decided I'm like, you know what, I'm going to sell some positions, and it's called deleveraging your account, where you hold a certain amount of money in cash or in stocks or in whatever you're invested in. So I think during that time period, I was probably about 75% of my portfolio was cash. So like I sold over 75% of my portfolio as a means to deleverage, kind of predicting that, something like today is going to happen where the market's going to be on a downwards trend and I'm going to have the money set aside so I can, buy back in when it's cheap.
Definitely.
And that's how you profit off. Like, we've had this historic bull run. It'd be ignorant for us to think that, this is going to last forever. So it's good to take your profits, wait for it to dip, and then just buy back in. And then, just follow the trend.
Definitely. And another thing too is that what I do, and I'm sure you do too, because you actually put me on with this game. It's just common sense. Is that when you don't want to invest all your money, you know what I'm saying? You want to have a couple $1,000s, 3 to 6 months of expenses in your bank account for a rainy day. You feel what I'm saying? You don't want, of course. But a lot of people don't do that. I see on YouTube and stuff like that, people killing themselves because they put all their money in the market, and now all of a sudden they're in debt because they put an option and it goes to hell. You know what I'm saying?
You can't do that. You got to have better risk management. Know what money, how much you got to realize. Do I spend a lot of money? Do I spend a lot of money on a daily basis? How much do I spend a month? All this stuff. Like I'm sure if most of you guys have like Bank of America or something or any banking app, it'll show you. It'll show you all like what's going on. Like what are you average spending a month? Take all that stuff into consideration. Do you have a steady source of income? Are you continuing to make money? Like what can I invest without risking myself, putting myself at risk?
Exactly. And another thing too is that investing is all about risk management. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be scared to lose money. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be upset if you don't get that money back. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about risk management. Somebody always got to find a way to turn it into something about women. Always got to find a way.
Direct all that angry energy towards investing, and then you'd be straight.
Exactly. A lot of dudes in this corner of YouTube, especially, they be angry as hell at women, bro. I don't know why. Trying to make CG a provider, never that. Imagine me a provider, bro.
Oh,
that's so fucked, bro. That's
a whole new situation in itself.
Yeah, right. But another thing too
is that for yourself.
Yeah, providing for some chick, you got to be crazy. But you know what's sad too is that a lot of dudes, they go out and they end up being providers for girls. Like, look at some of the dudes we know, bro. Like they throw away money.
Date within your wealth class, marry within your wealth class. If I'm making, over 6 figures a year, my wife better be making over 6 figures a year. That's the way that's common sense.
Yeah, that's high value thinking right there.
That's the healthiest.
That's high value thinking right there, because you don't want to date a broke chick. I wouldn't even date a broke chick regardless. You know what I'm saying? All the chicks that I date, you know how it is, Justin. They're gonna be treating, you know what I'm saying? so you think about it like that too. Is I wouldn't even want to mess with a broke chick, because I've been out with chicks too. And they expect me, like, you know what I'm saying? On the first date too, I'm gonna drop some game to y'all. The first date, if it's within your means, I would say maybe pay for it if it's like a $3 cookie at Insomnia or something like that. But yeah, if it's within that, any more than $20 for a first date, I'm saying no. But there's dudes that take her to the steakhouse, that take her to this, that, and the other, a couple $100s, and then you go ball out for a chick, and I would be thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, does this chick even want me? Or is she out with me just for the date? You feel what I'm saying? Because if a chick is genuinely interested in getting to know you, bro, she'll go to Insomnia with you. She'll sit in the car for 6 hours with you and make out. You feel what I'm saying? She'll go to the park with you. She won't want to be like, oh, let's go to the steakhouse. So a lot of dudes, they let the girl dictate the date. They let the girl do all this, that, and the other for them. And I'm like, yo, if she don't even want to get to know you, like, she's not bothering, because if she wanted to get to know you, she would make an effort. You feel what I'm saying? She wouldn't just sit there and be like, yo, take me to the steakhouse because I want a free meal. She ain't interested in you. She's interested in the meal. You know what I'm saying? So bottom line, moral of the story, date within your wealth class. Date a chick that'll treat once in a while. Healthy relationships, y'all alternate paying. It's always going to go back to chicks, though, bro.
Yeah, if you have girlfriends, come on to the investment advice. Get them into investing. Everyone makes money with
That's what I mean, bro. A lot of girls, if you taught girls how to invest instead of buying purses and stuff like that, imagine how much they'd make. because girls our age, they be spending like crazy. You think about it like that. They sit there and lay down money. You sit there and flip that and invest it.
So some girls, I mean, I'm sure of course there's like the select few of girls that do get into investing. You know, they're the ones who end up becoming financially independent and they work for themselves. You know, more girls get into it the same way more guys get into it. Like it can be beneficial for everyone. You know, these big hedge funds, financial firms, they've been just taking advantage of people being ignorant to everything going on around them. So they just say, "Oh yeah, just give us your money and we'll do whatever with it," and they'll control the markets and do that. But if we the people start thinking for ourselves, there's plenty of money to be made out there.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean too. When you look at what some of these people that not to get political on y'all, but you look at some of these people that support the more left hand side of things, and they want to support the big banks. They want to support getting a handout. They want to support giving everybody handouts, making college free, doing this, that, and the other. And that makes the people that actually work for their money, one, that's going to inflate the market even more, one, and because everybody's going to have money in their hands, and two, that's going to drive the people that do work for their money. It's going to not drive them to be broke, but their money's going to be worth less because now they have to pay more. You know what I'm saying? They have to give out more.
You're gonna think, all right, if the government's just handing out all this money, then what's the point in me working or doing anything? You know, giving out handouts isn't like it make financially it makes no sense. Economically, it makes no sense. You know, look at some of the, you know, socialism doesn't work. Socialism doesn't work. I don't know why people keep turning to that. Just look what's going on in current day Venezuela. Like, how's that treating you guys? You know?
Yeah, and we look at
financial problems,
and we look at what's going on in the United States right now. Is we're $2 trillion. What is it? $3 trillion in debt, if I believe off the top of my head. So we're $3 trillion in debt, bro.
Probably more.
And, yeah, more. That probably how much they're telling us. 3 trillion, let's say. We'll go for it, be generous. And now we're gonna give out $2,000 to every person in the country. How many people are in the country? A couple billion, right? 7 billion or something like that. No. That's in the world.
Probably like 250 around there. 300 million.
Yeah, so you want to give $2,000 to everyone in the United States. That's going to inflate the market to the moon.
But yeah, it's a $9 trillion stimulus plan. That's what they're planning. 9 trillion with a T. Like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
So we'd be $12 trillion in debt if we do that, if that stimulus plan passes.
I mean, another fun stat to look at is the Fed balance sheet. It's increased about 80% in the past 6 months. So you know what that means? Maybe not 80, maybe 60%. But know what that means? 60% of the money out in the country right now, like the cash, the $100 bills, 60% of that has been printed in the past year. If that's not a telling sign of where the US dollar is going, like, I don't know what is.
That's crazy. Let's actually I'm gonna share my screen real quick and we're gonna look at a chart value of the US dollar, because that's actually a good point that you brought up of the US dollar chart right there. So we'll go to images. Yeah, this is the chart I was looking at earlier. This one and this one is that the value of the dollar in let's see.
Can you make that bigger?
And what 2019 was up here. Now it's down there. You look at it like this too. Let's look at 2020.
You enlarge that?
Yeah.
I want to see what they're comparing it to.
Oh, that's from fucking 1635. We don't want that.
Purchasing power.
I'm trying to find the one I was looking at earlier. I'm pretty sure it's this one. So yeah, can you see that?
Yeah.
It was up there in 2017. And now It only goes up to 2019, but the value's gone way down. Look at that.
I'm trying to see what that but
it's on a constant downtrend.
Is it compared to the euro? Is that? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't get to show the 2020, but you'd realize.
Yeah,
look up Fed balance sheet growth.
Which one?
That one, anyone, the first one. See, look at. So from, what's the earliest year? Can you? I gotta see a bit. Rapidly growing.
2018.
So look, 2018, 2019. Impending coronavirus, and then 2020. Look what happened.
It went to the moon.
Yeah. So that means we're spending. We're putting more. We're pumping the economy. Scroll down. There might be another chart. That original one. That was a good one. That original one. With where it showed the line was more like that.
This one?
No, up more. Go up a little. Let's see.
Yeah.
See all those years. So 2004, 2008, 2010, 2012. It's gradually gotten up there. 2014, 16 was pretty stagnant. 2020, watch it skyrocket. Just go completely parabolic.
Straight up, 90 degrees up, bro.
You know what goes up must come down.
That's insane.
Not meaning the federal balance spending is going to go down, but like there's going to be repercussions to the Fed printing out money, and that's what people have to realize soon.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people don't want to take into account and consideration is that, like you just said, bro, that's a really good point. We can kind of swing this back on topic is that, like you said, what goes up must come down. We're printing all this money out. Eventually it's got to come down. You feel me? Like you said, eventually something's got to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because who are we in debt to? If you want to think about it like that too and bring up that question, who are we in debt to? How much money do we have to print out to be not in debt? But we're always going to be in debt. If they pass this couple $1 trillion stimulus plan, we're going to be. Hold on, let me share my screen again real quick.
I think Dave Portnoy. He's doing a live stream with the person, the head of Robinhood right now.
Oh, he's doing that right now.
Yeah, if you want to pull that up, that might be something fun to watch if you could.
Yeah, let's actually tune into that. Is that on YouTube or Twitter?
Instagram.
Oh shit. Yo, that's actually fire, bro. Because then we can watch this and give reviews on it.
Retail trade. Like I know probably as much as most of the retail guys in the South, but we wake up, I put in money.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
A lot of people did, and then we find out basically this chaos leading up to the first time we hear from you on CNBC, and you very clearly say it's not a liquidity issue, and then as we continue, it seems to be a liquidity issue, and I'll show you. I'm going to show you. And then you went on Congress, obviously, but I'm going to show you this.
Yeah, Justin. After I was gonna say after this, Justin, let's do a review on this. After.
Yeah. It looks good. Just keep it on the live. Can you do that?
Yeah.
We're putting him on blast right now. Lock him up.
He's a criminal.
I mean, he is.
That's the first. To me, that seems like the has a 180? And what is the real answer?
I don't, and let me explain why. I think boiling it down to a liquidity issue both oversells it and undersells it in a way simultaneously. It undersells it because this is really more of a systemic issue, right? Every broker, most brokers restricted trading in these stocks to some degree or another, ranging from increasing the margin that you had to use, increasing the margin requirements, all the way through to marking the stocks themselves position closing only. So this actually showed a deep systemic vulnerability in the financial system. It wasn't just a Robinhood unique issue. Robinhood was getting the disproportionate amount of the growth, and a lot of the activity was happening on our platform. So certainly we were a part of it. But I think just chalking it up to
so if you had $3 billion sitting in the bank, would you still act the same way?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think it's hard for me to speculate what would have happened if we had $3 billion or $10 billion in the bank. I think liquidity.
This is putting a margin issue. Essentially, like me, it's like if you trade on margin and the stocks go down, I get called on it the next day. I have to produce money to whatever account I'm using. That's sort of what this is, right?
Well, let me tell you, if helpful, I can give you sort of like the full context of the several days leading up to what happened, right? Because it wasn't just, I mean, obviously Thursday, January 28th was when we marked the securities PCO, but this was sort of an escalating thing leading up to it, right? So the first step that a lot of brokers took a couple of days before, and Robinhood's no exception, was to actually set the margin requirement to 100%. What that means, you can't buy these stocks on margin. You have to use cash, and they have to be fully paid for. Then basically, and look, the context of this also was Robinhood was having incredible growth, and I said we were number one on the App Store. It's not. I wasn't saying that to brag. It was just the brokerage hasn't been number one on the App Store, and it's like real stress, right? You're growing, you're getting a lot of customers, people are moving money in. And if you remember March of 2020, which was kind of our creative crisis, I think it's so
the big thing with this, I think, a lot of people do put the blame on the Robinhood CEO because of how he handled it. But, it's not the bigger enemy is the hedge funds, because they said to him, they go, you need to produce this amount of money or else we're canceling like your services, everything, this, that, whatever, They put out like, all right, if you don't suspend trading, you owe us they think it was like $3 billion or something absurd.
Yeah.
It puts them in a situation where they're like, all right, like we can't pay $3 billion. We have to suspend the trading or else we're going to get screwed, or else our business, everything we've worked for is going to go in the hole and it's going to be nothing,
Exactly.
So what happened? Because what Robinhood is, they're a clearinghouse, so they don't buy the stocks for you. They get the orders and then they send it up the ladder to the big hedge funds and the big brokerage firms. I think one of them's Capital. I think
Citadel.
It's either Capital, Citadel. Thank you. That's the big hedge fund they go to. So Robinhood sends the orders there, and then Citadel says, all right, we're not. Yeah, all right. If you want us to go through with these orders, you owe us $3 billion. You owe us this certain amount of money based off of nonsensical fees that they just came up with on the spot. So then they control these public platforms. That's what most of these online brokerage accounts on our phones. It's like they're controlled by these big brokerage firms that have short positions in the company everyone's trying to pump up. Like GameStop. So Citadel has a short position, meaning they believe the stock's going to go down. They have a short position in GameStop, and everyone's pumping it. So they're like, all right, we're not going to accept orders from you. We're not going to accept orders from you, whether it be TD Ameritrade, Citadel, or all the other ones, Fidelity, all of them. So then it puts these online brokers into a spot where they're like, all right, we're kind of screwed here. What do? We have to suspend trading or else we're going out of business. That's why you're going to see such a big shift to things like crypto, where everything is decentralized. There's no big man upstairs that controls it. You can personally buy crypto, attach it to your own wallet. You don't need to hold it on an app. You don't need to do any of this. You hold it yourself. It's in your own wallet.
Yeah.
Yes, you can buy it. You can buy it on exchanges, but you what you do with crypto is you can transfer it to another wallet wherever. Your own different. There's all different holding platforms that you can hold your crypto on, whether it be paper wallets or like hardware virtual wallets.
That's
so
true.
it's completely different from stocks, and that's why you're going to see a big shift towards crypto.
I think the writing was already on the wall when as soon as the GameStop thing started happening. I think that showed a lot of flaws in the stock market and really how crooked the economy really is. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, what I don't like about this live stream is that Vlad is deflecting all the questions, like yes or no, answer the question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what he does.
Definitely.
Well, that's what he's professional at, and you saw him do that in the court case too. What did my PR team tell me to say?
Yeah.
Like you were just afraid to answer a question. I think the yes or no questions are kind of tough in this forum. Like the answer, as I mentioned, is a little bit nuanced. But it sounded like you're a lawyer enough, and for whatever reason, like you have. To me, you just said yes. We have a liquidity issue, which I'm not sure you've actually said before. But
yo, does he have a Pawtucket picture on his wall? Peep that in the bucket. Hold on. Look.
Yeah, now I went through. Oh, Nantucket. That's Nantucket. I think he has a house in Nantucket.
I thought it said Pawtucket.
That'd be fucked. Yeah. Can you turn up the volume on it a little bit?
Yeah. Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Like that was the decision that created the stock, and I saw your quote. People get pissed off if they are holding stock and they can't sell it, which I guess is true. But I guarantee if you polled your customer base and said, listen, we're going to just freeze it. Like when the market is tumultuous, they freeze stocks. You can't buy or sell. It's just frozen at that value. And you have your client base all buying it. They would have rather said, freeze it. We want to be able to just figure out what your issues are, liquidity, whatever they may be, figure it out, and turn it back on and let me buy and sell. But you, and when I say you, Robinhood, manipulated that stock price. You cratered it. And a lot of these people out there, everyday traders who have jobs and normal people, if you weren't watching the stock market and you blinked for 20 minutes, yeah, you could sell it, but you lost like 70, 80% of the value. So how do you rationalize not freezing it? I think that's the number one thing I get. Why didn't you just freeze it instead of do one? And basically, you cratered the market.
Well, first of all, let me say that we're speculating now, right? Saying like what would have happened if Robinhood did something different is kind of in the realm of speculation. I understand, by the way. I get that people are frustrated.
There's no speculation that when you only allow somebody to sell a stock and not buy it, you crater. You don't. That's not speculation.
Well, let me explain the reason why that's kind of standard procedure. Number one,
have you done that before? Standard procedure?
Well, PCOing, marking a stock position closing only is a standard procedure, and it's what the other brokers did in this case as well. So all brokers
they were forced to by the hedge funds like Citadel.
Yeah, he'll never go out and say that, but you know it's true.
Yeah.
Look at this dude in the comment section, bro. Yes, sir. You already know what it is.
Restricted buying didn't also restrict selling, and it actually comes from the capital requirements. The deposit requirements are driven. The VAR formula was in this case driven by the one-sided long position. So it actually wouldn't help the deposit requirements to allow restrict selling in this case. So I mean, if we're managing risk, it doesn't help you to restrict selling as well. Not to mention the fact that you're
even if you froze it, if you froze both, you're saying that wouldn't have got you out. Couldn't you have raised money and froze both?
I mean, I think we're speculating a little bit here, but there are two things. One is this is a standard.
Has he never heard of a free market, bro?
Yeah, it's a liquidity issue on Robinhood's end. He's just covering his ass right now.
Standard about this, you don't restrict. Nobody remember being restricted from buying. People are veterans in the stock markets, and that's not like a normal thing.
Restricting selling wouldn't help the exponential growth in the deposit requirements. And you have the situation, as bad as this.
Yeah, he's saying it wouldn't help them because they had no money to, follow through with orders because Citadel was overcharging them.
That's the part I don't buy with. Like, if a stock is volatile, just any stock, the stock market freezes it. You can't buy or sell for a period of time until it kind of stays. That seems
those are exchange halts, which happen for very different reasons.
But no one ever complains in that case, hey, I couldn't sell it. Like, so there is some precedent. Like, again, if you tell me, hey, I can't sell my stock for 6 hours, but when you turn it back on, it's still going to be at the same price, or Robinhood can crater it, I can sell it at 20% of what I have. That's essentially what happened. And going back and forth, I'm a little lost. I still don't feel like I got a straight answer why you didn't do both. Except you're saying it's standard procedure.
Because the VAR charge, which drives our deposit requirements, was driven by the size of the long position. So if the long position kept growing or
right, so you freeze it. And you freeze it and it doesn't go up anymore. You freeze both.
And then you get people that can't sell their long positions and are extremely upset.
Your customers, though, were all buying it. How many people are trying to sell it at this point?
Well, I mean, that's another misconception. If you look back at retail data, and there were CNBC reported on this, at the beginning of that week, actually Monday through Wednesday, retail customers were actually net sellers of these stocks, right? So, yeah, some people were
buying, but what were they on Friday? Net buyers.
So there were
he goes Monday through Wednesday, retail investors were actually net sellers of the stock. All right, what about Thursday through Friday? Were they net sellers or net buyers? Then he just avoids the question. Because what he did took Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, remember that, bro? Wednesday we was all getting ready because I remember I chilled with a chick on Wednesday night because that was the same night we dropped the video. We dropped the banger, bro. Remember that?
Yeah.
And
that's what Portnoy is trying to say. Why couldn't you just freeze the stock, other than just allowing people to? If people can only sell the stock, it's going to go down. The same way if you say you can only buy the stock, then it would only go up.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, well, that's speculative. No, it's not. It's common sense. You can only buy something. It's just going to keep going up. If you can only sell something, it's just going to go down. What he's pretty much saying, I don't know why he's not saying, you know what? This isn't our fault at Robinhood, because it's not. It's these hedge funds who are pressuring us by hammering us away with like $1 billion fees as a means to stop people from buying the stock. It must be some clause or like agreement he signed with these hedge funds with Citadel where he can't badmouth them in any way. That's what I believe it to be. That's probably what it is.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening.
100% it is. You can see the fear in his eyes, bro. Look.
By the way, that was the only reason I could think that you would come on this is because I'm kind of viewed as a retail guy, DDTG, and people have lost faith in Robinhood. Because the other part of this, obviously, is when you froze it, when you froze buying, and I believe once you did that, it cratered the stock. The hedge funds and the institutions could still trade. So they're looking at what Robinhood did and like, well, there's only one thing that can happen here. This stock's going down in whether it be covering the short, whether it be doing the people who on Wall Street, the suits, it's like we just sat there and we had the green hammer, we just take it in the head with nothing to do. And the guy, the firm that's supposed to have our back, is essentially the one who put us in this mess.
Look, I mean, I'll just say, the last thing I want to do is create this problem for our customers where they want to buy something and they can't, right? So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we don't see this happen again. We believe people should be able to trade what they want, and that's the whole reason we exist. It's the whole reason we brought zero commissions to this market with no account minimums. So we raised $4 billion with the team in 72 hours, which I don't know if it's been done before. I mean, it's very, very hard to do. People kind of mention that as, oh, they did that, they should have been able to do more. But it took a lot of work, and we were on the phones working day in and day out, like not sleeping, making sure that we could solve this problem. And now I'm actually working to solve it systemically, because I know it's simple to say, oh, like Robinhood should have had more money, or all this could have happened. Robinhood can raise $3.4 billion in 72 hours. Think about other startups that are in this situation that don't have that ability. I think we actually have to improve the underlying system so that it's less complicated and these things don't happen again. And I'm working to do that as well.
So it is a ton of money to raise, but again, to me, that just means we could halt the trading until you raise the money to satisfy the requirement. Is this something in hindsight you should have seen coming?
Well, it was tough, right? We were seeing something happening, obviously, with everything going on in Reddit. That's why we increased the margin requirements at 100%. But I think something going viral, this is kind of the first case something going viral on social media has transplanted over to the financial system. So you saw exponential growth in the financial system. And the thing with exponential growth is it feels very slow until all of a sudden it just goes haywire. So you've heard me say it's a 5 sigma event. A 5 sigma event, and this isn't Robinhood data, it's industry data, means it happens 1 week out of every 3.5 million weeks. So nobody really models for that. And I think we're going to model for that now, as part of our risk management procedures and our standard operating procedures. But a 1 in 3.5 million event basically means it should never happen. There hasn't been many weeks in the history of the market.
But when you got a call at 3 a.m., were you like, oh my God, this is stunning? Or because it was building. I put my money in, and again,
what he just said, it happens every 3.5 billion. What's good, bro? But it happens every 3.5 billion weeks, bro. That's like preparing to get struck by lightning. I don't walk outside and think, oh my God, I gotta prepare for getting struck by lightning. No, that whole point is just so irrelevant.
You act accordingly. Accordingly, and the CEO didn't act accordingly. He kind of just got pushed over by the big guy, and he got bitched. That's
exactly
one way to put it. He got bitched.
Robinhood securities went up tenfold in 2 days. So between Monday and Wednesday, it went up tenfold.
This guy said, "Crucify him."
Yeah, you have all these people holding their stocks, holding their ground, holding their GameStop, and here you are, the CEO of the company, not even holding his ground against these big institutions holding the stock, and that's what happens. He wasn't with the cause.
Not at all.
I think counterfactually, we're definitely going to review everything that we could have done
They're Robinhood's dead in the water. They have no future.
Yeah, he has.
They have no future.
Yeah, he has no comebacks.
Tuesday, we sent some emails that were like, "Hey, there's some market volatility going on," and we basically sent a link that said, "What is market volatility?" I think in that one, in hindsight, we should have said, "Hey, some things could happen that restrict certain aspects of your trading." That would have at least sort of prepared people that this is a possibility. So I think there's a lot of things we could improve on, but I'm proud of the way the team handled the crisis. By and large, we were able to protect the firm.
Of course he is.
Customers.
Look, just a PR thing. Say you're proud. Say this, that, whatever.
That line you just said, I'm proud of how we handled it. How can that be possible? Like, you guys are billed as a firm to retail traders.
Yeah.
And you screwed them over. I mean, so you protected the firm. That's what you did. And that's what it seems every decision was made to protect Robinhood. But everything that you built up as this image of catering, I mean, you literally, if you really want to protect the firm and protect the customers, you wouldn't have stopped buying. It's that decision basically had to crater the price and left a ton of your customers holding the bag.
I understand how you feel that way and how customers might feel that way, but I think
I feel that way. Yada yada.
I mean, customers buying meme stocks rests on a foundation of our business being able to operate, which rests on a foundation of the financial system working, right? If the financial system breaks down, things could go south.
I don't want to keep going in circles, but if it wouldn't have broken down if you just if you froze it.
Well, I mean, I would.
Yeah, they go bad for the big firms, not the little guy. The little guy takes the power. That's what they don't want.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they obviously you can tell.
You know that everything would fall apart. These financial institutions. Yeah, that's the point.
A particular way, we could have had a much bigger systemic crisis, and that's what I want to reiterate. This wasn't like a Robinhood idiosyncratic issue. This was a
Robinhood is the company and
the catalyst
that has proactively marketed themselves a very specific way to a very specific clientele, and then turn their back on that clientele. So
I completely agree, but we also have to play by the rules, right?
But you could have played by the rules by freezing both. That's within the rules, no?
I'm not sure. I mean that
I'm not sure.
It wouldn't be standard, and it wouldn't have.
There's nothing standard about this.
He got him right there.
Bodying the fuck out of him.
I almost wasn't going to get into this because I know the answers and I've heard it all, and there's no way. Sure. From an outsider perspective, and somebody who's like, it's always the suits sticking it to the little guy, it's always the hedge funds sticking it to the little guy. The overwhelming feeling I had, and a lot of traders have, is for the first time in a long time, the little guy, whether it be, Rory Kitty or whoever it may be, we have the upper hand. We're making money, and the shorts are getting killed, and suddenly somebody pressed the pause. It's like we're winning. It's the fourth quarter. The Harlem Globetrotters are finally going to lose to the Washington Generals, and then the rules change.
Justin, peep. You peep the comment?
Yeah, pretty much. She's not lying.
Melbourne Capital, anybody with logic would be like, something happened. Whether Vlad was leaned on, whether calls were placed, because billionaires were about to lose their firm unless this happened. You don't think of it, but anybody looking at the way Wall Street works over the history of time would be like, this doesn't smell good.
I actually think, I'm glad you brought it up, because that's what I was out there predominantly trying to address on Thursday. There's no collusion between Robinhood and any hedge fund or any market maker. We have no relationship with Melvin.
He's lying, bro.
He's not lying. He's saying they don't have a partnership, but they kind of get screwed over by the big funds, which they did.
And I think you saw
Robinhood was the scapegoat.
Ken Griffin and myself in the congressional hearing state unequivocally that this was like they had nothing to do with this decision. So I actually think, for perpetuating that misinformation of collusion, you were wrong to do that, and I think it was irresponsible. And I'm sorry to say it, but
no, you don't have to be sorry. You won't have to be sorry, but I mean, the facts are, if there was collusion or there was something going on, I certainly would expect people to admit it readily. So I mean, I've heard people be like, "No, we didn't do anything." Well, I don't think anybody's ever been convicted of a crime the first time. Like, you did it. Like, yeah, I did. So, I mean, so he said, she said, there's no proof of it.
Well, I think it's a big claim. We're in a super highly regulated industry, right? And if you think about it from my perspective,
Super regulated. There's been all sorts of scandals on Wall Street.
That's true. Yeah. And my business is all about giving the little guy access to trade, right? So why would I hurt my own business? And
that's one of the great questions I asked, because if I sat, I looked back, I said, geez, when Vlad said we're not going to let people buy, but we're going to force them to sell, he has to know he is ruining his brand's reputation. So there has to be a reason, and it has to be a big one, why he's willing to tank what he's built.
Yeah. Wednesday before this all went down, the story was retail investors finally have a leg up on the hedge funds and the institutions, and they're using this app Robinhood to do it. And I agree, that's a great story. And we support the little guy. We're all about that. So hopefully you understand that we wouldn't have done this unless we actually had to for risk management and to prevent a larger problem. And it was a systemic problem. Lots of people restricted buying.
But you understand, the number one thing that people generally ask and say, and it's going in a circle, and I don't want to go too long, what you just said is true. You have to, I believe that you had even though you set it off the other way by being like it wasn't a liquidity issue, but if you just held it and didn't allow buying and selling, that would seem like you had the interest of the little guy, because you did something and gave a huge advantage to the big guy. That is the exact opposite of helping the little guy. You killed the little guy.
Look, all I can say is we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. I tell you that I'm working on it. We raised the $3.4 billion, which goes a long way. And we're going to make sure that we're better about this, and we serve our customers when they need us to, right?
I'll leave you with this. I appreciate you coming on. Robinhood's future. I'm on the record. I don't think you can come back from this, because as a trader, I think if push comes to shove, and there's another major incident, you're not gonna have my back. That's how I feel. You're gonna do the firm first. And if it screws me over, it screws me over. Where do you feel? And I'm sure you're going to say good, but I'm sure you're on here because there's trust issues.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
So how do you let me look at the customers. Lost a ton of money. Like, what can we do to make it right by them?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we break it down step by step, right? Step one, I understand that marking a stock PCO is not a great experience, and you saw that on Friday we came up with a better solution. We had position limits. Now, granted, they were low because we needed the capital to come in so that we could relax them. But Monday of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, you saw them kind of increase to pretty high levels, and then we were able to remove the limits. So we already have the infrastructure to deal with the problem much better than just marking it blanket PCO. Number two, the capital coming in, I think, helped a lot, right? It's $3.4 billion is more than we've raised in the history of Robinhood up until that point. Number three, I think there's a systemic issue with the plumbing behind all these transactions, and we don't have to get into the technicals about that, but we're working to solve that. And I think if there's one really good thing, it's that everyone's embraced that problem, right? You saw Congress, you see a lot of the financial industry veterans, a a lot of the startups, both on kind of traditional finance and crypto, they're like, this is crazy. Why are we not settling trades in real time? Why do you have to like put up money from your corporate cash to pay for trades when a customer has money in their account that they should be able to use to pay for those trades? So there's a lot of confusing things about how the system works that I think there's now a lot of impetus to actually resolve. And I think I'm glad to have some role fixing that. And I think I hear that we can communicate a lot better, that I can do a lot better personally. And maybe you're seeing that improve over the past couple of weeks from my interviews on Thursday. But I think there's a reason why financial industry companies haven't been very transparent. And I do think that I have an opportunity to change that. And
you guys theoretically weren't. Who knows? It'll be interesting. I don't disagree that change will have to happen. I agree that it has to.
I think it will be changed very, very quickly, systemic change. And I haven't seen this sort of enthusiasm around lowering settlement times ever before. I mean, I think you'll see a groundswell. You're seeing T+2 memes. There's memes on the internet about the settlement period and how slow it is. So
I get all that, but a lot of it is jargon, and I don't mean that negatively, but it like for the retail traders, some more knowledgeable than others. Like I get even lost on some of that. But when I look as we move forward to who I'm going to do business with, it's like who, if something happens unforeseen, is going to be like customer one. Like how do I protect my, because we have money with you. You clearly, in this past case, it wasn't one. Robinhood Blob is one. Customer, I don't know, was 8.
Well, I think we can debate that a little bit, right? If Robinhood ceases to exist, our customers would be in a much worse spot than if we didn't. So we did believe that, right? Protecting the firm and protecting the system, ultimately, we had to do the best thing. That was the best thing for customers. So hopefully you understand my perspective on that one, right? I'm not going to like violate my regulatory requirements and risk a bigger issue, even though obviously I want people to keep trading what they want to trade, but we have to follow a very strict set of rules. We can ask for those rules to evolve and to be changed and make that happen, but
you still could have met all those.
It's a violation of the
you could have met all those by holding it and not giving the advantage to the big guy, which is what happened. Anyways, this is going on. I do appreciate you coming on. I didn't think you would. I didn't know what you're doing on the initial tweet, so I appreciate that. And we'll see what happens in the future.
I hope you appreciate I wore this hat because you made fun of my haircut.
Vlad, your hair, it looks normal here. It looked like you scalped somebody, took a wig and put it on. I mean, it was a ridiculous look.
I'll take it. Hey, I really appreciate what you're doing for small businesses, by the way. And before we had this little tiff,
Did you know I was killing you the whole time?
Fan of your show.
Did you know I was killing you the whole time?
What do you mean?
Like just roasting you, where you're like, oh, this guy's just all over my ass? Or are you too busy in other stuff?
Well, I watched some of the clips on the internet, for sure. You saw that. I saw the ones this morning. Before this happened.
All right, I think we got basically all we needed to hear from that, and it's kind of crazy too because I gotta add that to the title too. That'll definitely be trending tonight, so I'll have to add that to the title. But I didn't like how Vlad was deflecting all the questions. Like El Presidente asked Dave asked, how are you going to make it up to the retail investor? Well, I think we need to follow the protocol and do this. You know what I'm saying? No real substance to his answers. He's obviously no. What were you gonna say, bro?
Well, it's just saving face type stuff. That's what he says. I just don't understand why he doesn't say, you know what? These hedge funds guys, they screwed us. They put us in a situation where we couldn't win, and where it was a lose-lose situation. It's either our platform got shut down due to like rule regulation, or we stalled the thing and screwed over our customers. So either way, it was a lose-lose for. I don't understand why he just doesn't say that. It must be he must have a clause or something with Citadel where he can't badmouth them in any way.
He's probably got a gentleman's agreement. But what I mean by a gentleman's agreement is like an unsaid contract where basically you get paid and you keep your mouth shut. You know?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what I was getting at, and that's the reason why. You know, I just don't understand why he didn't say that, and he got screwed.
Yeah, I think that what it is too is that he doesn't want to take accountability because he's getting the heat for all this. You know what I'm saying? The hedge funds, you look on Twitter, and I do in a way. I don't sympathize with them because I think what they did was crooked and wrong because I lost a lot of money from it. And I know damn well a lot of other people lost a lot of money from it, like their whole funds trying to gamble on this and trying to get rich. But what I do think though is that these hedge funds aren't taking enough heat because now everyone is pointing the finger at Robinhood and pointing the finger at Vlad when in reality it should because they're a scapegoat for the hedge fund. So in a way the hedge fund stuck it to them even more. Because now they're going to take all the heat. People are saying, oh, shut Robinhood down, lock up Vlad, do this, that, and the other. But really, we should be mad at the hedge funds. But the Robinhood's taking all the heat. So in a way, I can see that. But they say that Robinhood's for the people. They say this, that, and the other. But in reality, they don't care about us. You feel me? If they did, they would have kept the trade open, bro. All they did was put selling, so nobody can buy anymore. So that's going to plummet the price right to the ground and bury the price to the ground. You know what I'm saying?
That's also a big reason why I got into crypto because I think a lot of people, they're going to realize after this whole GameStop fiasco, they realize, you know what? These hedge funds, they control the markets. They control everything going on. I don't trust it. I'm staying away from the stock market. It's a sham show with people just taking advantage of the little guy. So I'm going to go to something where these hedge funds or these hedge funds, these firms, all these big guys, all these central banks, they don't have a foothold in something like Bitcoin where they're slow to adopt. So I think that's another reason why you're seeing the big correction in, crypto right now is banks, firms, funds, they're trying to get a foothold in the industry so they can profit off it and control that industry too because they need the control. If they can't control the stock market, they'll run to the crypto market and try to control that. So that's why I think that touch the future. With
crypto is the future. And I think that too, this brings back to just American principles in general, bro. American democracy, just what it means to be American is that I think what Robinhood and what the hedge funds did is totally un-American because we're all Americans, bro. We're all about freedom. We're all about this, that, and the other, free market, free economy for the people. You feel what I'm saying? And now we see the system.
What happened?
Nothing. We see the system slowly start to shift towards benefiting the elite instead of benefiting the common man. You know what I'm saying? Which is sad.
And what's the one way out of that? Cryptocurrency, decentralized finance. Take the power away from all these big guys. Give it to the little guy. And in
that's
numbers.
What I mean. Imagine everyone in the stock market were to go over to crypto. And honestly, bro, excuse me, I heard people speculating Bitcoin to go to 200,000 plus in the next couple years, and I could see it. It's at what 52,000 right now. I could,
but
it's all speculative.
The realm of possibility.
It's all speculative, but I could see it going to the moon. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
What's this for?
Oh, the RAs.
The RAs just dropped us off a little message. If you guys can read that. Why is it challenging for white people to think about and do something about white privilege?
What?
So that's nice. I guess I got to talk about my privilege next. On the podcast to talk about my privilege.
Spark away, bro. Fucking yo, that's another thing that we can touch on too, bro, is that I hate people that turn everything to a race issue are fucking lame. And I'm gonna just go out and say it, bro. I've had the same opportunities. Me and Justin went to the same high school. We've had the same opportunities, the same this, the same that, and everything, bro. It's all about decision making. It's all about, and given it's a socioeconomic issue, it's not a race issue, bro. Is that I've had more. I am doing better than 90% of these white kids that I went to high school with. You look at Justin, the only people I would say that are genuinely doing better than us is Chase Stefanti, and I want to get Chase on here too because I would love to have a conversation with that kid. And I think Chase is in a class of his own. Chase is 10 times ahead of the game than we are, and Chase is 100 times ahead of the game than everyone else that went to our high school. But look at what we're doing, bro. Is now I'm trying to put other brothers on game because I was never taught how to invest. I was never taught to do this, that, and the other. And now I'm trying to put other brothers on game. But people still try to turn it into, oh, it's a racist, you, this, that, and the other. No, it's all about decision making. It's all about what you do with what you're given, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Because this is the thing, bro. It's white privilege is, it sounds all well and good on paper, this, that, and the other. But, bro, the only reason that white privilege is even a thing it's not the white person, directly the white man's fault, bro. It's their grandparents, their parents, this, that, and others that their grandparents, their great grandparents, they were able to obtain wealth when black people couldn't. So that's why the whites are ahead. But, bro, it's not. How is that one person, like, it's not your fault. It's not any white person's fault directly that they're wealthier than someone else, bro. It's their grandparents, this, that, and the other. So what I say to brothers when we start talking about white privilege and this, that, and the other, I'm like, yo, it was the white grandparents back in the day. Yeah, they were racist. Yeah, this, that, and the other, but they did a damn good job setting their kids up for success. Exactly. with all the land, the resources, this, that, and the other. So they're just using the resources that they're given. So why should they give you a handout? You need to grind on your own. So now my kids have color, this, that, and the other. But my kids are set up for the future. You feel what I'm saying? What up, Red?
I'll tell you what, this is the best way for young black Americans to get a step up, get into something like finance. They all have iPhones. Everyone has an iPhone. Everyone has, a cell phone. Everyone has connection to the internet, the local library, even go there to just do your own research and realize, it's not too hard. Get the money working at a minimum wage job, something at Amazon that gets you $15 an hour, and, invest what you can. It's a start. It's a beginning,
And I made a video on this too, but if you talk about like I don't really want to take this turn on this, but I feel like it has to be said. When I made the video talking about the Forex traders and IM Academy, this, that, and other, we need to even touch on that. So let's touch on that next. But you look at how their marketing scheme is, bro. Is that, like I said, what is the most impressionable demographic in America? Is for the most part black Americans, black youth, and the hype beasts and stuff like that. We can throw the white kids in there too. And these Forex traders, bro, the IM Academy, they target that certain demographic, because you think about it like this. When I do Herbaliife, when I do fitness, I target a certain demographic. Like, I stopped trying to train dudes our age because dudes our age think their dick's too big, so they don't want to ask another dude for help. But the girls are more motivated. The girls are in the gym. The girls want the skincare products. The girls want to go take fly pics and do all this stuff on Instagram. So I'll cater to that market. What do these Forex traders do? They post pictures in front of, I do. Hold on. Let me get to that in a second. But all these Forex traders, what do? They target the black youth because they post up in front of fly cars, taking pictures like this. They got the iced out chains. They post up like rappers taking flights, this, that, and the other. So now what are most people? And it's sad because you look at the kids from the city that go to my school, this, that, and the other. And I'm not here to bag on them. I'm really trying to educate them. But they value the fly cars, the shoes, this, that, and the other. So they're gonna go in debt trying to live that lifestyle. And the Forex traders know that. The IM Academy knows that. So they'll target that demographic because they're the most easily impressionable. So what we need to do as a culture, bro, is that we need to say stop to putting our money down and try to look fly, putting our money down and try to impress people, and just start doing it, bro, and set our kids up and stop bitching about complaining about why someone else is doing better than us, and get on our grind. So that way our kids will be successful instead of sitting here pointing fingers, doing this and the other. You feel me? I know I kind of went on a rant there, but it just but it just appalls me how people still sit here and point the finger when I'm like, yo, it's not. If I don't know anyone that was in slavery, in the trade, been racist, this, that, and the other. I don't know personally anyone that has done that, and if they deserve to be locked up, but no one has. So I can't sit here and point the finger and blame someone because their grandparents were better off. Their great grandparents were better off than mine. Most of the white people in this country, they weren't even around for that. They immigrated from, I know my grandparents came from Italy, or the Irish came from Ireland, and all places in Europe. So it was like most of the time it's not even those people. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What it is that you need to grind. So your kids can be successful instead of sitting here pointing the finger and doing this on the other. You feel what I'm saying? Because it gets you nowhere, bro. Like it's crazy too, because I'm up in a very urban school, so my school's very, very diverse, so I get to really see both sides of it, and I just keep my mouth shut and I'm more observed. Because Justin, bro, I'm like a different person when I'm up here. Like I talk obviously, but really only when spoken. You know what I'm saying? Like back home, I can be social because everybody knows me. I can sit there and bust balls, this, that, and the other. But up here, bro, like I'm really just here to work on myself and play football. You feel what I'm saying? At home, we can do all the fucking around we want. You feel what I'm saying? But so I get to really see like the differences in demographic and this, that, and the other, because you look at some of the city kids, this, that, and the other, and they'll
socioeconomic. It's a difference. You can tell how social classes act differently, and they see things in a different manner. The perspective is different.
And we I'm not even talking about just the black city kids. I'm talking about the white city kids. The Spanish city kids don't like the black kids. Yeah. It's just a whole mess. You know what I'm saying? So we need to just come together as a people rather than sitting here pointing the finger at everybody else, because in reality, that's going to get us nowhere, bro.
That's what the rich, the powerful people want us to. They want all the poor people pointing fingers at the kid down the street, pointing fingers at each other. No, it's your fault. Oh no, if it was a black kid, things would be different. If it was a white kid, things would be different. That's what they want. That's what the people in power want, because it takes the focus off them. Until we realize that, it's not a black and white thing. It's a rich and it's a poor thing. The poor people need to come together and take the power back. And this is how.
And the media is the most racist. It is the most racist outlook on the planet.
Guess who pays for everything? The rich. The rich is what keeps the media in business. Look at the handouts from people like Hillary Clinton. I mean,
look at what
people in favor. The media is trying to portray a certain image to keep the poor people going at it. It's like.
I'm texting my boy Tino right now. I'm trying to get him on the live because he's fire. You know what I'm saying? He played DB at Georgia. He don't know Xavier because he graduated the year that Xavier got there. So he graduated college when we first graduated. But shout out my boy Quan, the God. I want to get him on here because we had a good discussion about this the other day too. But
for a little bit, before I go, because I got to go do some things in probably like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. We'll cap it at 2 hours. We're at an hour and at 36 right now. Is that cool? A couple more minutes. Yeah. But back to what we were saying, bro, is that like it's really like the media is the most racist thing in America, bro, if you want to think about it like that, because you look at the media saying all this, that, and other, like really it's a media issue and it's a socioeconomic issue. Because imagine we didn't have all this stuff in the media being pushed about the race war, being pushed about the narrative, this and that, we would be living life. That's why I really don't want to watch the news, because I look at somebody as a human being. You feel what I'm saying? I look at somebody as what do they bring to society? How do they act?
Person to person.
Rather than their color, bro. Like people judge me right off the rip because I got tats, because I'm bigger, because I got bleached hair, because I got the eyebrow slits. I want to go get my ears pierced. But I can sit here and talk about money and talk about doing this, that, and the other. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not all about appearance, bro. And that's another thing too, is that the media, more the left side of it, they want to push the appearance narrative rather than actually like as people. You know what I'm saying? They want to judge off appearance first rather than judge as
they have a heavy focus. Right now they have a heavy focus in physical appearance. They focus on diversity in the workplace physically with different people of different skin tones, where it's like that's good and all, it's a diverse work environment, but if people all think the same way, nothing's going to get resolved. It's going to result in something negative, So the biggest thing is a diversity in mindsets, where you have people who think differently and they combat each other and they debate and they have beneficial talks, where then a conclusion or a compromise can be met where two people agree on a certain thing. That's going to help the betterment of all people.
And another thing too, 100% agree with you. But another thing too I want to talk about is, like I brought up earlier, is that people that make everything a race issue are lame. And I say that because I go out and I see people doing weird things to chicks and stuff like that, and then girls react in a negative way, and then they blame it on a race issue. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, dude, if you go up and grab a chick no matter what color you are. I could be fucking purple,
You're
bro.
weird.
And I go up and grab a chick from behind and try to lift her up and do all this weird stuff. She's not gonna rock with me regardless, bro. I could be the cutest dude on the planet, but if I go do that, perfectly her type, white, black, green, whatever, you go do that, she's gonna react in an adverse way. So I hate that when you try to how much do I got in bit? I got a good amount of money in there, but I don't really like to talk specifics, but I do get a good amount of money on there. So you go up and you grab a chick from behind, obviously she's going to react in an adverse way. So you shouldn't try to blame your weird actions or blame your actions, your poor decision making back to your race. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Regardless, it's just decency, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like David Del Bonus. That name sounds mad familiar, doesn't it, Justin? Yo, David, are you from Rhode Island?
I think it's a Hendy kid. I want to say it is.
I think LaSalle, bro.
Maybe LaSalle.
Yeah.
Familiar name though.
Yo, David, tell me where you went to high school if you from RI. Or maybe EG. Nah, definitely not EG. If he was in EG, he wouldn't be in there. David Delbo. Yeah, he did go to Handy. I just looked him up on Gram right now. I don't know why people's asking how much Bitcoin I own, bro. Well, again, that's weird. I don't like when people try to ask specifics and try to count my pockets, this, that, and all that. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I don't like. He ran cross country, bro.
I own some. That's all there is to know.
Yeah.
I own some. Good investment opportunity.
Yeah. Bitcoin, crypto is the new wave. You know what I'm saying? Cryptoin is the new wave. Dogecoin, Justin, what do you think about Dogecoin? That's actually a really good question.
It had its moment, but I wouldn't say it's legit. You know, it's one of those things that was just a meme. It has no real value. If you're gonna get into crypto, get into something, you know, meaningful, like one of the big ones. That's where you're gonna see the best, most like long-term gains. I think Dogecoin was more or less like the catalyst that got people into crypto, that got people into thinking about crypto, you know?
Yeah.
But as for a future in it, I don't really see it going anywhere. It was something good that you could make money in the moment.
Yeah, agreed. I think that too, like Bitcoin, like they said, it was just people gassing it with the memes and stuff like that. I don't really think that it has, like you said, any actual value, you know? Because I think too, like you said, like it's not like people can't even use it as like a real currency. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Cardano soon, Polkadot, like all these other ones, these big front runners in the industry. You can, you know, and they have more potential. They have more, you know, market set up, infrastructure set up. Whereas Dogecoin's it was made as a joke, and it's still a joke, you know.
Yeah. Because the Doge is like the dog, you know what I'm saying? Like
a little meme dog, yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely, crypto's the future, man.
Yeah. But no, Bitcoin is, I would say Bitcoin or Ethereum. Ethereum's already going back up right now, like as we speak.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Nothing.
So I think
healthy.
Yeah, definitely Bitcoin and Ethereum and silver too. We talked about that earlier, Justin, too. I like silver a lot.
Yeah.
What other cryptos you think are good? That's
I'd
really
say
it.
That's just stick with the main ones.
Yeah, Ethereum. Ethereum Classic. I didn't even read that. I would say go base Ethereum, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Because with base Ethereum, you're gonna attract more people.
Yeah.
The more niche market into it, the less chance that you'll see some nice returns.
Why do they even have Ethereum Classic and like Bitcoin and like there's like different
I'm not
variations of Bitcoin?
Bitcoin Cash. I think they're just like projects they're working on, but they don't have the same grasp as like the original concepts. I don't know much about Ethereum Classic, but
Yeah, I try to stay away from all them different variations of the stock. You know what I'm saying?
that's just the OGs, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe like new projects you have in mind. Yeah, you know, Ethereum back at 1,600 was at 1,500 all day. It's kind of making a comeback.
What do you think about Litecoin, bro? I never asked you about that. Because Litecoin is like it's like the flip side to Bitcoin, right? Basically.
Yeah, it's like a little brother. But I heard it's like for like potential growth, I think it's best to go with Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Yeah.
For Bitcoin, it's like it's again one of those things where it's like its value isn't too much in the DeFi marketplace compared to that of compared to what like Bitcoin and Ethereum can offer. It, you know, Litecoin offers a lot less.
Because I think Litecoin has less upside. You feel what I'm saying? I think it definitely has less upside than a lot of the other cryptocurrencies too. You know, but I think for the future, I think Bitcoin definitely has the most upside because if you want to look at every November too, let me pull up. Is Robinhood on the computer?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. I'm not even gonna log in right now, but I'm just gonna go to Bitcoin stock. Like I'm just gonna go to the Bitcoin stock like in general, and we can look at the uptrends that it's been going. Bitcoin stock. All right. So yeah, it's like every November Bitcoin goes up, you know, like every November it hits an uptrend. September, October, November it goes up. That was in 17. September, November goes up, then it drops a little bit, and then it keeps going back up. So because I was reading the chart on that too, every November it skyrockets.
Yeah. Well, I know a bunch of people were saying. I was hearing people go, "Oh, sell off. There's going to be a big sell off September 28th or something." You know, people say that based on cyclicals and you know what happens over a period of time. But you know, I agree with it somewhat, but based on the information that is available. But I'd say the times are so different now. There's so many different things at play compared to what was going on during those other time periods. Whereas like this whole GameStop fiasco, like everything is pointing towards crypto to be the new front runner of the industry, like the future. You know, I think there's so many things too. Like these big corporations are backpedaling right now. They're trying to get the upper hand again.
Because like you said too, free market, you know.
That's what I'm saying. That scares these big companies. So people can adopt it. People can like learn more about it and adopt it more readily. I think the future of it is, you know, limitless.
Definitely. But yeah, I think we really covered everything. We was going hard for about 1:50. You know what I'm saying?
We had a successful life.
We did. We got one person in here, so if they're not gonna drop any topics, then if you don't got any other questions, bro, we better wrap this up right now. So anybody, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the content. Give me the YouTube algorithm, you know what I'm saying? And be sure to go subscribe to Justin's Patreon. I left everything in the description, you know what I'm saying? Any other questions? I know we only got one person in here right now. So if you want to go check that out, any other questions, drop them. If not, peace out, gang.